My background is I'm a paediatric intensive care nurse. I've worked as a paediatric nurse for around 20 years now. I lived in metropolitan Melbourne for most of my career, but when I had children, I wanted to get back to the country, which is where both myself and my husband grew up. So we moved out to Maya just after I had my first child, and we've been here ever since. I'm Grace Larson. I live in Maya in Victoria, and I live here with my husband and my 3 children, Mika, Jonty and Freya. I would consider myself a kind person, and I think I try and think out of the box to solve solutions as well. So if I can see a problem that exists in the world, rather than being part of that problem or allowing it to continue, I try and think about ways that I can contribute to the solution and continue, some positivity in the world. So when I moved to the country, I started teaching baby and child first aid courses in the community. And what became apparent very quickly was that the cohorts of children that die in higher rates or end up very injured, from my experience as an ICU nurse, were not the type of families that were able to attend the courses. So I really had a look at the problem and tried to think, what is a good solution? How do we really reduce the risk of these children dying from these preventable accidents and injuries? And it's through education, and it's through getting that education into these parents' hands. I'm the co-founder of the Sisterhood Project, which is a not-for-profit charity that funds baby and child first aid courses into underprivileged areas. So my project is about connecting the 2 groups that we need to work with. So groups that support people in rural and remote Australia, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander groups, underprivileged groups, with providers that can deliver the education and the life-saving knowledge that they need. It's also about getting at least 300 courses into each state across Australia this year. My overall goal is to reduce the morbidity and mortality of children dying from preventable accidents and injuries across Australia, but that's a massive goal, and I think it's going to take a long time to be able to really see that impact. And ultimately, a lot of the things that I do are unmeasurable. It's in the near misses, it's in the things that don't happen. When we're teaching people to have a safer environment and to know how to manage accidents and injuries, we're not going to hear about the child that doesn't drown. We're not going to hear about the child that doesn't have that fall from the shed or doesn't hop on the quad bike. And look, even if we only save one child's life throughout the whole scope of this charity, then that's enough for me. Working in paediatric intensive care, I've seen firsthand the impacts that these types of accidents and injuries have, not just on the child and the family unit, but on the community as a whole. It's a really long process, and if you can think about someone travelling from a rural or remote area, it's really difficult for families to have to move to a metropolitan area while their child gets intensive treatment and then rehabilitation. And it's just not the type of thing that you'd wish anybody to go through. So the Westpac grant has been an incredible kickstarter for us to be able to start providing baby and child first aid courses across Victoria. And we've also started the process for being able to match providers and our key cohorts in other states as well, with courses rolling out in New South Wales and WA very soon. My future aspirations for regional and rural Australia is just a safe environment for kids. I love raising my children on a farm and in a rural area. I love the space that they have to be able to explore and learn about themselves and nature and their bodies. And I think just having an environment where children are safe to do that and to thrive and to grow into a healthy adulthood in a safe way is the best goal that we can all hope for as parents and community members.